Hello everybody, it's Mr. Monbrod. Today we're going to look at a couple things regarding graphing lines. To begin with, we'll start with this equation. This is your standard form of a linear equation in two unknowns here. First thing is we're going to put it into another special form. It's called the slope-intercept. Here, intercept form. And what that means is that we basically will solve for y. Okay, so I'm going to take this equation and solve it for y. First thing is I'm going to minus a 3x from both sides. So we get a little practice here. Solving equation for one of the unknowns. So now I have this. Next, if I'm solving for y, I need to divide this by a 2. So I'll do that. And let's continue. So this will be a y equals, and I'm going to write it this way, minus 3/2 x. I'll put the variable term first. It's 2. Now, the reason this is important, this form, is because it turns out that this number, this coefficient, negative 3/2, is the slope of the line. And this number over here, that is the y-intercept. So in other words, the ordered pair 0, 2 is on the line. Okay. Now the reason this is the slope is because as x changes by 1 unit, the y will change by negative 3 units. Negative 3/2 units if x changes by 1 unit. Another way to say is that if y changes by negative 3 units, x will change by 2. Okay, so for every 1 unit, y will change by negative 1.5. Another way to say the same thing is that for every 2 units, y will change by 3. So that's what we can use to analyze the line. Now, what we're going to do is go over and use this information to help put a graph together. So I'm going to go over here. Now I'm in MML now. I just pulled an equation, an exercise out of the practice in the study plan. And here it is. And they're asking for us to use the slope-intercept form to graph the equation of this line y equals 4x plus 4. So I'm going to do that in here. Pull up the problem. And since it's y equals 4, I can't see that, but y equals 4x plus 4. So that's the equation I'm working with. In this case, I'll put it over here. Maybe we can see that while we're working. Y equals 4x plus 4. Kind of get rid of that, plus a 4. Okay, so now back over here. So we see our slope is a 4, and the y-intercept is a 4 also. So on my graph here, what I do is I first start at the point 0, 4. 0, 4. I'll start there. So this is a fast way to get a graph. And we know that's a point because if you look at the equation here, if x is 0, y is 4. Anyway, start at that point. I'll use my graphing tool here. So let's see. I want to start with this. I'll put 4 here, 0, 4. Now if I go, since the slope is 4, if I were to go up 4 units from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over by 1. So in other words, if I land it right there, that gives me a slope of 4, because I went over by 1 and up by 4 from that point. That's what the slope means. If you're on the line, that 4 tells us that if we go over, slope being the 4 here, it's the same as a 4 over 1. I can emphasize that here. 4 over 1 is the same thing as 4. So the change in y is a 4, and the change in x is a 1 as I go from point to point. So back over here, that's how I ended up over 1 and up by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be my line here. And that's how we use a line, use that form to graph ourselves a line. Okay, let me check that answer and see what happens. Well done. Okay, let's try another one. Here it is, automatically came up. Y is 8/5 x minus a 2. Let's try that. Let's get this. So here it is. We're working with this 8/5 x minus 2. So the minus 2 is my y-intercept, so I'll locate a minus 2. Here it is. And now I want to go up 8 and to the right 5. Since it's a plus 8 and a plus 5, I go up 8, right 5. So I go up 8 from here. It'll be 2, 4, 6, 8, and then over to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop it right there. Okay, so that has a slope of 8 over 5. As I move from this point to this point, or from any other point to point on here, I'll move my order pairs change by that same ratio, 8 to 5. Okay, the y values change 8 to 5. Now let's save that and let's check it. There you go. Okay, so this is a fast way to get graphs together. Now here's another one. Let's just go ahead and put this one together now. This time we have a negative 8x. Y is negative 8x. Now it's y. You could think of it as plus a 0 because there's nothing there. So the ordered pair 0, 0 is our y-intercept right here. And the slope is negative 8, so you'd have to come down this time. 2, 4, 6, 8, and over by 1. There it is. So that's down 8 because it's negative 8, and to the right by 1. Okay, because it's a positive 1. This is negative 8 over positive 1. We'll save that. Check it. There you go. That's another one knocked out. Okay. Now here's another one. Now this one we'd have to work on. We have to solve this for y first before we start. So let's do that quickly over here. Negative 5x plus y equals negative 4. So let's try that in here. Okay. Negative 5x plus y equals 4. I believe that was our equation, wasn't it? Negative 5x plus y equals negative 4. So we'll put a negative on here. Alright, so I want to solve this for y. Well, one step. Add the 5x to both sides. That gives me y equals 5x minus a 4. Alright, so here we are. There's a slope. We call it m. Here's the y-intercept. 0, negative 4. So let's go back and graph it. Okay, so slope is at 5. Let's start with a negative 4. So down here at negative 4. Come down by 5 over by 1. What's it right here? 2, 4, 5 over by 1. Okay, save it. Let's check it. Oops. Oh, look at that. What happened? Let's go back and check my work. 5x. Ah, okay. I was using a negative 5. That's a pretty common mistake. I did the work here, but I didn't use my work. Here it is. When I was looking at this equation, I, by accident, looked at that negative 5. Now that's not going to work. So let's redo that. It should be a positive 5, because remember that term was moved to the other side. So let's fix that. Let me come in here, clear this out, and try it again. So start at that same point, -4. Oops, that's not quite where I wanted it. I gotta be careful with that. It's gotta be right on there. That's off again also. Let me fix that. Okay. Let me, let's try that. Let's deliberately get that off. And then, whoops, the slip of the pen there. Let's move that point up. Up by 5 is right there. Okay, but this one's actually wrong. I'm going to move that over here. There it is. Okay, so now that's where I want it. I'm going to save that. Notice it gave me the order pair 0, -4. Hard time seeing this one. Okay, so I save it, and we'll go ahead and check that. So everything's good again. Okay, that's all for today. The videos, I can't let them get too long. People won't watch them. All right, see you later.